So the book So the book we are going to start is Chetan Bhagat's 11 Rule for Life that everybody should follow and to become a successful person in the life and to have a life that can scale up way of living. So 11 rules for the life, secrets to level up. So let's start with the book. Here you will be like learning about the Zomato delivery guy and I. This is the introduction part and the pre-rules. Then is the pre-rule warm up, how the word actually work. For rule 1 is never ignore your fitness. And then master your emotions. Put yourself first. Master simple English. No cheap dopamine should be there. Chase the hard things. Eat the elephant. This is very important. Be the cockroach. Learn to connect with the people. It's my fault. On, save, and invest, which is most important. Next, then there is a closing note. Then is a 5 year latest plan, which let's start with the first introduction part, and that is the I and the delivery boy. So let's start. I still remember the day in 2014 I was walking around Bandra, which is where I live in Bombay, Mumbai. I passed Globus, a theater that was screening two states, a movie based on my book of the same name. The movie was a hit, the third one in a row after Three Idiot and Kai Poche. 5,000 theaters around the country were screening the story that had once randomly popped in my head. The country's biggest movie star had worked for years enacting characters that I had created. Directors and other crew members had worked tirelessly to bring my story into life. Continuing on my walk, I passed a bookshop. Many of my books were on the bestseller list. They had been there for years. It had been a decade since my first book was published. The publishing industry, experts said, had never been the same again. My next book, Half Girlfriend, was also ready for release. Flipkart, a new online retailer at that time, had already booked the full front page jacket of the Times of India announcing my new book. So the cost of that ad a whopping 2 crore rupees. No book in India had ever had such an announcement. I also wrote editorials editorial columns on national issues in the same newspaper. I had brand endorsement deals, TV shows offers, and marketing tie ups opportunities, all unheard of for an author in a country where one is lucky to sell a few thousand copies of a book. Mine had sold millions. Time magazine had created and included me in the list of the most 1,000 most influential people in the world. Massive success had come my way, far beyond what I had never imagined. I had had a torn childhood and grew up in adverse circumstances in the country where few made it. Yet, as some would say, I had arrived at the point where my fame and success were at their peak. I was on a high. I didn't even fully realize how it had all happened. Today, 10 years later, as the high has subsides, I have had a chance to reflect on my life. I have now lived for nearly 5 decades on this planet. That's a lot of life to study from. I have also had a chance to interact with many people who have made it or arrived. These include engineers, bankers, professors, heads, writers, politicians, CEOs, businessmen, startup founders, and billionaires. I have had a chance to study these successful people across different fields as well as reflect on my own life. I have had time to observe and understand what work in life and what doesn't work in your life. I have had time to observe and understand. And I think we all should understand this line. We all should take a moment and realize and think about ourselves what are the things which are really important and working and which are things which are not working and why they are not working for us. So this book is my way to giving back my chance to share all that knowledge, wisdom and gyan with you. It is not just a quick motivational Instagram reel that you swipe up and forget about. This is the distillation of everything I have learned throughout my life. Most people in India don't ready anymore. They are lost in their screens, watching mindless content day and night. The fact that you have had picked up this book already puts you ahead of them. My only request would be to take what I say here seriously. But don't be all serious and brooding in life. I can't imagine my readers like that. This book has the power to transform your life if you let it. Apply this knowledge. Take actual, concrete action after reading this book. Change something. I want you to do extremely well and super happy. That's the only reason I have written this book. I have achieved enough and I will keep doing more. But today, what gives me real joy is sharing my knowledge, using my writing skills, and leveraging my popularity to reach you and help you to get ahead. I want you to live an amazing life, becoming the best version of yourself and reach your own massive success moment. I want you to be in the top echelons of society in terms of status. I want you to be one of the happiest people on the earth. It's not easy to achieve all this, but it is possible. I did it. You can as well do that. We just need to unlearn a few things and learn some new ones, which is most important. I think we everybody should do. We are so much, like I can say, we are so much specialized, or we are so much charged by the society. We are so much like groomed by the society that we have to follow the few norms. We have to the things do the in that manner only, but we should unlearn few things, and that is the most important thing everybody should do. Okay, so you need to understand that life is not about what they taught you in school, nor is it what you well meaning mom and dad told you at your young age. But the world is not nourishing, cuddly, loving place waiting to support you. No, that's the world your parents gave you as a child. As an adult, the real world is harsh and tough. India is more competitive than most other places in the world, and hence it is even harder to make it here. It requires two things: one, a lot of work, and two, knowledge of some life secrets that nobody tells you in the school, college, or at home. Let's make a deal. If you are ready to do the work, I will tell you the secrets. These are 11 in all. Do we have a deal? Cool. Let's go. Welcome to the 11 rules of life. So, the first rule, which was written by Chetan Bhagat, that is Zomato delivery guy and I, his interaction or his perception or his dealing with the Zomato guy. My Zomato order was 30 minutes late. I checked the tiny bike icon on my app. The delivery partner guy bringing my order was stuck around a kilometer away from my home. My little bowl of nourishment was with him. I called him twice. His phone was busy, and I was so hungry at that time. I told myself not to get worked up. It's only a delay order of Rajma rice. I just had to sit on my couch and wait. Someone had cooked and packed my food. Someone else is carrying it in his backpack and riding a bike too to bring it to me. A few thousand years ago, if I wanted food, I would have had to go out in the forest and brave wild animals. And if I was lucky, I would find some fruit or hunt a little animal. No fruit or huntable animals on Bandra streets anymore. Now, apps did the hunting for me. My phone told me my order would be ready with me in a few minutes. All I had to do was relax and wait. And yet I found it hard to relax. Images of steaming hot rajma rice kept floating in my mind. Where is my food? Be here already. I screamed in my head. Hunger makes it difficult to feel grateful for modern technology or being better off than our hunter gatherer ancestors. My doorbell rang. I rushed to open the door. A dark skinned man in his late 20s stood in front of me. He wore an ill fitting red t shirt too tight around his chubby waist. The t shirt had Zomato logo. His face and hair were covered with the sweat. He removed a huge black backpack to take out my food parcel. He was panting and trying to catch his breath. Sorry, I'm so sorry, sir, he said in a sincere, fearful, and breathless voice. My bike broke down. I gave him a cursory nod. I took almost snatched the food from him as I though I were an early man from the Stone Age who had found an apple after 3 days. I wondered if it would be rude to start eating right in front of him. Please don't leave me a bad review, he said, joining his palm. What? No, I won't, I said. What happened? You were stuck at your location? It was a bike puncture, he said. Oh, how did you finally manage to hear then? I dragged the bike to petrol pump, fixed the puncture, and then drove. That's why the delay. Really? But your location in the app didn't move at all. I shot him an unconvinced look. He remained quiet. I called you twice. Your phone was engaged. Are you sure your bike broke down? He looked at the door as if ashamed to give me the real answer. Anyway, I said, I have my food. I am good. No bad rating or review needed. I smiled at him. Thank you, sir. He seemed visibly relieved. Sorry once again. You want some water? I asked him. He nodded. I went to kitchen, returned with a glass of water. He stood staring at his phone, tears streaming down his face. Are you okay? I said as I handed him a glass. He nodded, composed himself, and placed his phone back in his pocket. He took a sip of water. What's your name? Viraj Shukla, sir. Why, why you won't report me? No, sir, please don't. I will lose my job. I won't. You seem upset. Just wanted to check if you are okay. I'm okay, he cited after a pause. He said, actually, I'm not okay, sir. He clenched his lips to prevent himself from crying again. I checked the time. It was 2:30 p.m. I had a Zoom call with client at 3 p.m. Do you have to make another delivery right now? I said. He shook his head. Lunch time is over. Deliveries are slow now until the evening, he said. You want to tell me what happened? He looked at me, surprised and confused. What's making you so upset? I opened the door a little further to allow him to enter. You are interested in my story, sir? Really? Yeah, I have half an hour. I have to eat my lunch, but please eat, sir. Please, I already made it late. Have you had lunch? He shook his head. Fine, let's share. He looked dumbfounded, but before he could refuse or say anything else, I gestured him to come inside quickly, brought plates plates and cutlery from the kitchen. I sat down at the dining table and opened the parcel of food. Come, Virat, sit. Sir, how can I have your food and sit here with you? Why, bro, I want to listen to you, but I'm starving and I can't just eat by myself with you talking to me. So please, I gestured to him to sit on the chair in front of me. Hesitantly, he sat down. I scooped out some rajma rice onto his plate. Nobody has ever done this, sir, Viras said. It's fine, it's nice to have company. Thank you, he smiled. Let's eat. I am famished. I dug into my food, realizing spoonful that landed in quick succession in my mouth. We ate in silence for a minute before he spoke again. My bike did not break down, sir. I know you do. Yeah, you were on call. That's what made you so disturbed, right? Yes, sir. What happened? My girlfriend broke up with me. Oh, I said, somewhat relieved. At least nobody had died. She was the love of my life, meant everything to me. Okay, I said, spooning rice and rajma together, the current love of my life. Arpita and I had been together for the last 8 years. I understand. You were on a call with her. Yes, she finally picked up after I called her 20 times in the last week. Oh my god, 20? Maybe more, 30, 40. That's why it was now or never. My last chance to get her back. And I didn't work. And it didn't work. Did it? He shook his head. He looked down at his plate. His eyes teared up again. He began to sob. It's strange to see a fully grown, overweight man in a tight, bright red t shirt cry. I passed him tissues. Sorry, he said, composing himself again. Must have been some girl, I said. I'm postgraduate. I have an MA. Most delivery boys don't not studies as much as I have. Which subject? History, sir. Call me Chetan. Okay, sir. I mean Chetan, sir. How old are you, Viraj? 29. And what do you want in life? What life? My life is over. Arpita is gone. I have this job which I could lose anytime. Nothing I want from my life. If I die tomorrow in a bike accident, it will be okay. Maybe that will be the best thing. I looked at him stunned. He gobbled down a few spoons of rajma rice to quickly finish his meal. You want to die at 29? I said. What is the point of living, sir? You have no idea about my life. I have this beautiful house. You have this beautiful house. You are well-known writer. You have this wonderful life with fame, money, respect. You obviously cannot understand any more why anyone would want their life to end. Your life is beautiful, mine is terrible. So, yes, death won't be a big loss, it will be a relief. Don't talk like that. It's true. I ride a bike 12 hours a day in heavy traffic. I pick up sandwiches, milkshakes from restaurants and take them to the people's doorsteps to satisfy their snacks craving. That's all I do. Yesterday, I drove 40 minutes to deliver two pans. Can you believe it, Chetan sir? Driving 10 kilometers in rush hours to deliver two pans only. The customer ate them in front of me. Gone in 5 seconds. I gave a little smile. Pan would have been wonderful after Rajma rice, I thought. I scolded myself mentally and tried to focus on Viraj's words. Then I had to drive back again to pick up another order an hour away. That's my life. Day after day, my back hurts, my head hurts. Why wouldn't you take another job? I will, but I needed job urgently and this is all I could get. Okay, I had no money. Zero. There was a way to get some. You do know there's nothing wrong in being a delivery boy, right? I said it's a respectable way of living of and a respectable way of earning. Yeah, he said, look, but he was looked inconvenient. The question though is this: is that enough for you? Meaning, Viraj looked blank. How much do you get paid? Depends. Say 18,000 a month on average. Is that enough? No, this is Mumbai. Just my rented room in slum cost 8,000 rupees. Then there's food and another living expenses. I have nothing left at the end of month. Where are you from? Yavatalam. It's Maharashtra only. I know the place. Is that where your parents stay? Yes. And your girlfriend too? She did. But then she moved to Mumbai to do an aviation academy course. I thought she had moved to city for me, but he fell silent in mid sentence. What? But she met another guy in Mumbai and she left me for him. Threw away our 8-year-old relationship. Threw away. Fine. Even I realized I didn't have a great career and could not promise a good future. That guy can do that. Which guy? Her new boyfriend. I have only seen him on her Instagram page once. She had posted a story in which she was sitting with him in a car. Okay, he has a car. Yeah, a BMW. Do you have a car? Why are you making fun of me, sir? Of course I don't. How can I? How can he? He who? Guy Arpita left for you. I don't know, sir. Arpita said he worked in a bank or something. He had a good salary. And you don't. No, sir. And what? Why is that? Look, sir, everyone has their kismat. Yeah, everyone just has their kismat, is it? Do you think someone someday will call you and say, "Here, have you some kismat?" He looked up at me. To deflect my question, he adjusted his tight t shirt. He needed to get a bigger size, he said, averting his eyes from mine. I smiled. Yes, I know. What are you thinking? I'm fat. Viraj rubbed his neck and as he spoke, I didn't say anything. I said, 86 kilogram. I'm 5 feet 7 inches height. I'm fat. I know it. All this happens over the last year. No, it's okay. It's Arpita's new guy. Who is Arpita's new guy heavy? No, he's slimmer. He's fit. Actually, why is that? Kismat? I don't get time to exercise or cook healthy food, sir. Whatever I get at the end of the day, bada pav samosa I eat. I have no choices. I kept quiet. You have no idea how much I loved Arpita. That new guy can never love her that much. And yet Arpita saw, which you say is correct too, a better future with him. Girls are like that only. Yeah, so it's Kismet's fault that you don't have the high paying job, the job's fault that you can't eat healthy, and general nature of girls that you are now heartbroken. Yeah, He looked shocked. I checked my watch. My call was scheduled to start in 5 minutes. I needed to go. I said, anyway, nothing is your fault, so nothing to be done. Nothing, I say, matters. No, sir, please continue. I think you are getting at something. I needed to hear it. I'll say things that you are hard for me to hear. I'm going to say the things which are hard for you to hear. They will hurt or offend you. You will then blame me for making you feel worse about your life, which has already think is quite bad. What hurt? Offend? No, no, it's okay. Please say it. No, today I must go. I said and stood up. But let's do it. I'll order lunch again tomorrow. After I finish my daily writing code, pick up the order around 1 o'clock. Would you be able to do that? I can if you can tell me the exact timings. I will be waiting and ready to accept the order. Cool. You bring me the food to I'll tell you the truth about the life you need to hear. Done.